Genesis chapter 5. Genesis chapter 5. Now, we leave Genesis chapter 4 in the last verse. Then they began men to call upon the name of the Lord. Or they became men who were called by the name of the Lord. That's another way to look at that. I mean, basically, they're saying, we belong to God, and they're serious about it. And so let's go to Genesis 5, and this is the book of the generations of Adam. In the day that God created man, in the likeness of God made he him, male and female created he them, and blessed them, and called their name Adam. Their name Adam, the definition for the word Adam is man. That's what the word Adam means. In the day when they were created. And Adam lived 130 years and begat a son in his own likeness after his image and called his name Seth. Now, I just want you to notice, Cain and Abel aren't even being mentioned. Nobody else is being mentioned. At 130 years old, he's being mentioned Seth. Now, again, assuming that Eve was a fertile myrtle, I think they had other kids. I think that's reasonable. And but do you notice the similarity of the creation account being mentioned at the beginning, verses 1 and 2, and now of relations between Adam and Seth? That mankind was created in God's image. Mm-hmm. And here it says that Seth is after Adam's image, after his likeness. This is obviously much more than looks. They're making a stark difference between who Cain was and who Seth is. That's the point. They're not teaching a genealogy, they're teaching a theology. You will hear me say that a lot. Because this is the point. And we know it's not a genealogy, again, because Cain and Abel aren't even mentioned. So let's go to verse 4. And the days of Adam after he begat Seth were 800 years, and he begat sons and daughters. So Adam lived to be about 930 years. Or 930 years exactly, just depends if they're rounding up or not. I don't know. And all the days that Adam lived were 930 years, and he died. And Seth lived 105 years and begat Enos. Now, Enos, wasn't that mentioned as a relative of, was that a relative of, no, that was a relative of Seth, mentioned at the end of verse 4. Verse 7, and Seth lived after he begat Enos 807 years. So 807 plus 105, 912. And he begat sons and daughters. So we're not seeing everybody mentioned. We're just getting these phrases, sons and daughters, sons and daughters, sons and daughters. Adam, sons and daughters. They're not all mentioned. And all the days of Seth were 912 years, and he died. And Enos lived 90 years and begat Canaan. Don't think Canaan. It's kind of a little bit of a different Canaan or Kenan. And Enos lived after he begat Kenan 815 years and begat sons and daughters. And all the days of Enos were 905 years, and he died. And Kenan lived 70 years and begat Mahalalel. And Kenan lived after he begat Mahalalel 840 years and begat sons and daughters. And the days of Kenan were 910 years, and he died. Again, what is the point here? He's not mentioning everybody. He's just hitting some really key people. I would encourage you, we don't necessarily have time for this, to actually look up the meaning of these names. In the order that they're made, it becomes pretty amazing. I'm leaving that to you. Some of you have done that before and you're shaking your head. All right? I'm not gonna steal that from you, but it's pretty amazing. Verse 15, And Mahalaleel lived 60 and 5 years and begat Jared. And Mahalaleel lived after he begat Jared 830 years and begat sons and daughters. And the name of Mahalaleel were 895 years, and he died. Now, going back to what we looked at last chapter, these people are living a very long life. Why? Their genetics are strong. The earth is strong. There's so many things that are going to them in their favor. We actually see after the flood, we see these years drop dramatically. We see Abraham. I think Abraham lived 200 years. And it begins to get kind of a normal level where we're at. Death and disease becomes a little bit more pronounced in everyday life. And again, with so many people still alive, we can understand that the earth is getting big. The earth is getting full. And Jared lived 162 years and begat Enoch. Now, and Jared lived after he begot Enoch 800 years and begat sons and daughters. All the days of Jared were 962 years, and he died. And Enoch lived 65 years and begat Methuselah. Now, here's something interesting. Methuselah. The point of his name is that when he's gone, judgment hits. That's Methuselah. That's the idea behind Methuselah's name. When he's gone, judgment hits. Guess who the oldest person in the Bible was?
Methuselah.
Why do you think he was the oldest person?
Because God was holding back.
Yeah, well, number one, everybody's like, listen, he's got a cold. Get him something. Keep him alive. All right? But yeah, God is stretching. God is showing mercy. God is showing grace, right? Isn't he? And I'll just say it now. Look at it on your own. When Methuselah died, there is a actually specific time frame between when he died and the flood came, that God actually gave a mourning period. God still gave people time to repent. So there's a lot of things going on behind in the Hebrew language that is so hard to see in English. But there's a lot of words. There's a lot there's a lot of things that are going on, and God is trying to show mercy from the very beginning. And Enoch walked with God after he begat Methuselah 300 years and begat sons and daughters. And all the days of Enoch were 365 years. 365 years. Why so short? Well, he didn't die. And Enoch walked with God, and he was not, for God took him. Now, this is interesting. What do you call somebody that goes out into outer space?
An astronaut.
An astronaut. What did you call the Russians, the Soviets, when they went out into space?
Astronaut.
Cosmonauts.
Cosmonauts.
Enoch was not. It's funny. It is. All right. Yeah, God took him. He never died. Yeah.
I was about 6 verses. What was Methuselah meaning after he died? Judgment.
Judgment, yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
That's lovely, thank you.
Yeah. And
Exceptional, that is, isn't it?
yeah. And so why? Well, we don't know. Now, I can think of two people in the Bible that did not die. Elijah and Enoch.
Yes.
Now, I wonder if they're the two prophets in Revelation. Just wonder.
Maybe.
Maybe not. I know some of the miracles that are done during this time of the prophets are some that Elijah calling down fire. But I wonder. I don't know. But anyways, just a thought. Verse 25, and Methuselah lived 187 years and begat Lamech. And Methuselah lived after he begat Lamech. Now remember Lamech? This is a different Lamech.
Yeah.
This is a good Lamech. 782 years, and he begat sons and daughters. And all the days of Methuselah were 969 years, and he died. And Lamech lived 182 years and begat a son, and called his name Noah, saying, This same shall comfort us concerning our work of toil of our hands, because of the ground which the Lord hath cursed. There's still the reminder there. This is still an important thing. Now a couple of things. If you actually get a chance to look at the whole stretch of the genealogy from Adam to Noah, Noah probably knew Cain or Seth. They're still alive. Think about it. Adam would have passed away just before Noah. But it's if you actually look at the genealogy, it's really cool about how many generations are still there. How many people are still able to say, I firsthand can tell you what's happened. I saw when my younger brother slew Abel. I know the result. I remember Lamech boasting about how many people he. So you have this going on, and the world is just getting worse and worse and worse. By the way. And so we have the name Noah. Do we know what the word Noah means? Rest. Oh, you would know that. Yes. Noah knows what his name means. Good job. Which is interesting because Noah, this same shall comfort us or make us rest. Noah is rest or comforting. And so his name is actually a blessing, a pronouncement, saying he shall comfort us concerning our work and toil of our hands because of the ground which the Lord has cursed. Well, how is he a comfort? How is he a blessing? Well, I want you to think more big scale than small scale. Let's look at the big picture. We know God's real. Do we believe the devil's real?
Yes.
Okay. So let's think about this. What was God's promise to Adam and Eve that we feel was answered about 2,000 years ago?
Serpent will strike the heel.
Yeah, that the seed of the woman,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, will crush the serpent's head and that will bruise its heel. We believe that was Christ. Now, I want you to now think as you would as Satan, okay? You really don't care about making people's lives miserable. Who cares? You have pride. You are trying to exalt your own throne above God's. It's that issue. You are constantly fighting. So if you can stop God's promise, you have succeeded in being better than God. So just think, when Messiah was born, what happened to all the kids his age?
Yeah, they were killed.
Yeah. When they were in Egypt, what started happening to all the babies? They're being killed. You might say, well, what's that? If if Satan's able to destroy the Jewish race, now you no longer have the line of Christ. It's gone. Well, let's go to the beginning. Because obviously the Holy Spirit didn't tell Cain to kill Abel, right? Why? Again, trying to kill that godly line. And so now we see in chapter 5, we see this godly line of Seth, Adam, promise to Adam, and goes through Seth. And now, basically the promise is the one who's going to survive is the right line, is a godly line, and he's going to make things succeed. He is through Seth, he's the answer to the murder of Abel. And it's the promise that God will not be thwarted. Mankind will not all be destroyed. Something good is still going to happen. We can be comforted even today that Noah survived. Because if God just destroyed the whole planet, the whole race, there would be no salvation. Because he made that promise to Eve. And if you look at how wicked the earth was when we get to chapter 6, it's going to make sense. You go, well, why is the earth this bad? So that God has to judge them. And that's the reason why Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord. He didn't earn it, he found grace. And him being told that he's the one who is he's going to comfort. How? Because there's so much destruction on the ark. When the ark goes, imagine, the floods and everything and the people banging and all the cries. But the comfort is that God's promise is going to remain. Okay? We're trying to think big picture here. So again, verse 29, and he called his name Noah. This same shall comfort us concerning our work and toil of our hands, because the ground which the Lord hath cursed, he's going to do something about this curse. Him surviving is somehow going to comfort us concerning this curse. And by the way, after Noah, we begin to see sacrifices from the ground being able to be used in sacrifices to God. There's meal offerings that is allowed, but not before the flood, only after. And Lamech lived after he begat Noah 595 years and begat sons and daughters. And all the days of Lamech were 777 years. That's an interesting number, isn't it? 777 years, and he died. And Noah was 500 years old. And Noah begat Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Now, I want you to just think again for a minute. We're now about to start talking about Noah, who's 500 years old. And he mentions 3 sons. Why do you think in 500 years he might have had more than 3 kids? Probably had a lot more. Maybe 100. Maybe. But we only see 3 mentioned. Again, a genealogy is not trying to be taught. We're talking about the people who are surviving. It's the theology that we're learning about. Now we can either stop there or we can go to Genesis 6. We want to go to Genesis 6?
So does that mean
Yes, ma'am.
that he had all those kids and says all the other ones would have gone away from the Lord? And
Yep.
these were the only faithful
Yep.
to the Lord. I haven't really thought about it before.
Yeah. Again, I mean, we're just looking at realities here. If he's 500,
Yeah, but that's tough, isn't it?
it is.
Kids could be knocking on your boat.
Yeah. This is none of this is what's going on is easy on the palate. None of it.
That's why God had to close it down.
There you go.
Because you I don't think you could do it.
Exactly.
I don't think you could do it.
Exactly. I'll tell you what.
Could you not leave your kids?
Let's go to